afternoon and welcome to Lunchbox, a show where we take an introductory look at some of Little Rock's best community features, including museums, artists, and businesses. We are excited for what we have in store for you on today's show, and we're also super excited for the guests we'll have a chance to speak with. Up first, we have our Buy Local segment, highlighting a local business from Little Rock. Welcome to Buy Local. Today we're going to be talking with... Wait, before we continue, what's the secret password? That's correct, it is Giggle Water. Well, I'm just kidding, but we do have a very interesting show for you today. We'll be talking about Rocktown Distillery, which is the first distillery in Arkansas since Prohibition. Unfortunately, Rocktown wasn't able to bring a representative down to our studio, but don't worry. We have a special guest that when he is not yelling at us to do our jobs, he also directs a Buy Local documentary series called Natural State Choices. Let's give a warm welcome to our director and our guest for Buy Local, Adam Branscombe. Hi, Adam.
Hi,
How are you doing today?
Nice to meet you. Well, it's good to be on the other side of the camera. You know, it's definitely different.
Yes, it's very, very different.
And good to know y'all know I yell so much. I mean, that's pretty rough. But,
hey, I didn't write it.
I know.
Oh, so how long have you been in Mass Comm?
2 years now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been 2 years, but I think I've really been focusing on documentaries for the last year.
Mm-hmm. What interested you to make Rocktown Choices or Little Rock Choices?
Well, natural state choices. What I wanted to do with this one was really focus on local ingredients in Arkansas, but also focus on how these local restaurants that use these local ingredients really boost our economy, and how, as a consumer, we need to stop going for the chains and the places that aren't putting money back into our community and go to these restaurants that are.
Cool. What's some of the places that you'll be visiting for that docu-series?
Well, we just finished up an episode at Flyway Brewing in North Little Rock. Me and my production team spent a couple of days out there shooting, and we finished our first 30-minute episode. Me and my production team have also scouted a few other places, such as Rocktown. We've also looked at The Root and Green Corner Store. And we're kind of experimenting with different things right now to see where else we want to travel to, because we really want to highlight, you know, the best of Arkansas and the places that really are focusing on local ingredients and, you know, making something great that's really helping our community.
Cool. What is your favorite part in the progress of this documentary series?
Honestly, meeting the people that make these restaurants happen. I mean, not just the visionary who did it, but like the chefs, the brewers, the people who are on the floor, on the battlefield, just making these things great. They're really great. And also, I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of the being able to taste everything, being able to experiment with everything, seeing people's reactions. I mean, we go around to different people who are at these restaurants, and we talk to them and ask them what their favorite food is. We have them try different things from the restaurant. It's really cool to see everybody's reaction and how different people will react to different things, whether, you know, you're a beer drinker and you don't like, or, you know, and you drink the beer and you like it, or if you're not a beer drinker, will you, you know, or if you don't like mushrooms, you know, that kind of thing, you know, just watching people's reactions to, you know, what they're making.
Wow, thank you. Well,
No problem.
we just love what you have going on at Rocktown, and real quick, why don't we show everyone about our experience at Rocktown?
Rocktown Distillery is the first local distillery in Arkansas since Prohibition. It's located in the Soma District in Little Rock, Arkansas. Rocktown was founded in 2010 by Phil Brandon and has won numerous national and international awards for their spirits. Rocktown makes award-winning bourbon whiskey.
Yeah, so this is one of our whiskeys. This is our Arkansas bourbon whiskey. This is really the one that we like to refer to as our mainline bourbon. So it's the thing that kind of since day one, Phil Brandon, our founder, he'd been, you know, trying to make, and hey, he made it, thank goodness.
If whiskey's not your thing, Rocktown also carries a crisp and clean vodka.
So our vodka, as well as our gin actually, they're both made from 100% corn. We're not using any kind of blend of grain. We like to keep it 100% of something, and corn just grows really well here in the state of Arkansas. And we like to keep, it as Arkansas as possible.
If you don't like bourbon or vodka, I can't imagine anyone that wouldn't, but maybe you should try their gin.
Next one is our gin. So what's so cool about gin is literally at its core, it's a vodka. It's just gonna be a flavored vodka. So gin, at least for us, it's still gonna be 100% corn, like our vodka. 6 times distilled, but then this one, we're gonna do one more distillation. We're gonna do a vapor infusion of our botanicals. So we got juniper, gotta have juniper in order to be a gin, but then we also got cinnamon, coriander, lemon peel, orange peel, anise, and angelica, and we distill those to 92 proof.
Rocktown also offers many other varieties of spirits, such as the Arkansas Lightning Family Series, which is a series of flavored moonshines. You can also try the Rocktown Rum or any of the delicious flavored vodkas. If a coffee flavor is more of your forte, then try the Rocktown Coffee Liqueur or the Bourbon Cream. Rocktown uses local ingredients in Arkansas such as corn, wheat, and rye that are grown within 125 miles of the distillery. They even use wood barrels made in Arkansas for the aging process. Come on by to Rocktown Distillery at 1201 Main Street in Little Rock, Arkansas. There's a great atmosphere, great service, and most of all, great drinks. But please don't forget to drink responsibly.
Wow, that was amazing. So I hear you brought something to show us today in the studio.
I did. So when me and my production team went down to Rocktown, we were looking at all the different things that they made and they distilled, and I really liked what they did with this right here. This is the Lightning Family Series, which is kind of a play on Grandma's pie and Grandpa's moonshine. And so what they've done is they've made a granular alcohol like moonshine and combined it with different flavors that are kind of give you the idea that you're drinking pie, but they're very strong.
I'm sure it's moonshine.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm more of a bourbon guy, but unfortunately, I didn't have any bourbon. We're just laying around. But we do have today the Blackberry Rocktown, which is it's corn, local Arkansas corn, distilled in a copper pot, and it's infused with blackberry flavorings. It's only 40 proof, so it's a good mixer, but it wouldn't be something that necessarily you'd want to drink unless you really like something sweet. Okay. And now we have the Apple Moonshine, which this one is also 40 proof, but it's a little bit tangier. But it's still, it's a better mixer, but it's made with local Arkansas corn, and it's made in the copper pot, and they use apples and other spices to kind of give that kind of apple pie flavoring. Now this one is one of my favorites. This one is the Apple Pie Moonshine, but it's 100 proof, which gives it more of, I guess the best way to describe it is more of the authentic moonshine taste, because it's strong. It'll knock you right on your butt. All right, but in this, they made it just like the other one, but they added cinnamon to kind of cut that burn down, because a lot of times with moonshine or real granular alcohol, like what they're making here, like 100 proof is just going to burn when it goes down. So they wanted to add something spicy like cinnamon along with the apple to give it that sweet, but also a nice little aftertaste, so you're not sitting there just coughing and crying, because that about got you.
I'm sure.
But this one over here is a really big favorite that from what I'm discussed with, is the Peach Rocktown. Yes. But that one's also 40 proof and more of a good mixer, but
Cool. What happens when you mix all of these flavors together? What happens? That's
a good question. I did it last night, and it does this. That's why I've been wearing my glasses the whole time.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm sorry that we're out of time. We're so glad to have you on Buy Local. Your distillery is amazing, and I'm so glad that you could share with us your amazing spirits with Arkansans and people worldwide. Next up, we have museums in Arkansas after this short commercial break.
Are you wondering where Adam and Cameron went? Don't be sad, kids. Critics Corner is back, and we're here to stay. From the critics who gave you expert reviews on Bohemian Rhapsody and The Grinch. Critics Corner is your #1 source for movie reviews, criticism, and don't forget, good, clean fun for the whole family.
And now for a First Amendment moment. In December of 1965, 13-year-old Mary Beth Tinker of Des Moines, Iowa, showed up for school wearing a black armband to protest the Vietnam War. Having heard of the planned protest, officials of the Des Moines Independent Community School District had approved a ban on such activity. Mary Beth arrived at school. She was asked to remove the armband, and she refused and therefore was sent home. 4 other students, including Mary Beth's brother John, also were suspended for wearing armbands. They were told they could not return to the school as long as they continued their protests. The American Civil Liberties Union came to the students' aid, and more than 3 years after the fateful December morning, on February 24, 1969, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in the students' favor. The court ruled 7-2 that students do not shed their constitutional rights to freedom of speech or expression at the schoolhouse gate. I am James Kane, and this First Amendment moment has been brought to you by the University of Arkansas Little Rock School of Mass Communication.
If you're looking to explore a different area, try the Argenta Arts District. Located across the river from the capital city is the friendly neighborhood full of life and art. If food is what you're after, Cregan's Irish Pub on the corner of Broadway and Main has the best American-style dishes. The fun-filled restaurant also has live music on weekends and an outside patio that's fit for a great time. The Arts District doesn't stop with amazing restaurants, but combines fabulous art elements and historical art elements. A beautiful sculpture titled Mother Nature is one of the most recognized art pieces and can be found right by the Argenta Flats, which is an apartment complex with a modern vibe. The Argenta Arts Theater is the perfect place to relax and watch a play with the family. If all of this sounds like fun, then Argenta is your next stop.
Welcome to our Arkansas Museum Showcase, where each week we will be speaking with museum curators and educators about interesting things that their museums have to offer. Today we're here with the Museum of Discovery and our guests Nicole Ashley and Casey Starr. Hey you guys, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good. They're animal care technicians at the museum. Welcome to our little studio. And I know that you've brought something to show us today, some critters and from the museum, and we're all really excited about that. But before we begin, I'm sure we have like a quick little video to see what you guys have in your natural habitat, the museum.
My name is Nicole Ashley. We are here at the Museum of Discovery, where I have worked for about 12 years now. There are a lot of great things about the museum. Anybody of all ages can come here and they can learn all kinds of things about many different subjects. My specific subject, obviously, is animals.
Home to the second largest animal collection in the state of Arkansas, the Museum of Discovery offers many different unique animal exhibits and experiences for visitors.
We have about 60 different animals. We have the second largest collection of animals besides the Little Rock Zoo. And we have everything from amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals, marsupials, all kinds of things. So we do have various animal programs. We have outreach programs where we have docents and educators go out to schools, daycares, and various other places, churches, and we will bring animals of various kinds to teach them about all manner of different animal-related subjects. Life cycles, types of animals, those kinds of things. We also have birthday parties, in-house programs. We do walkabouts at least on the weekends. During special events, we have them all week. And that's where we bring animals out for the general public at the museum to visit with and to pet and to learn more about.
With the Museum of Discovery outreach program, Lively Science, animal educators will bring live animals to local schools and classrooms to teach students about animal classification, habitat, and characteristics of many different types of animals and bugs.
For Science After Dark, which is the last Thursday of every month, we will oftentimes have an animal presenting some kind of information for whatever that theme is for that month. and there's almost always going to be an animal for somebody to meet.
During the museum's Science After Dark animal programs, visitors can meet cute and cuddly animals or come face to face with elusive cold-blooded reptiles. With assistance through the Little Rock Zoo and Heifer Project, admission for guests is $5 with proceeds going towards CARE, Central Arkansas Rescue Effort for Animals. For more information, please visit museumofdiscovery.org or careforanimals.org.
Wow, Nicole, Casey, that looks like you have so much fun at the Museum of Discovery. Why don't you tell us more about your programs that you have to offer at the museum and about who you brought in the studio with us today?
Well, at the museum we offer all kinds of STEAM-related programs: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. We also have animal-based programs where we teach animal ecology, also conservation message, that sorts of things.
Wow, that's nice. Let's tell us about your snake here. What do we have?
This is Scarlet. She is a Honduran milk snake, and they're obviously from Honduras. She is a mimic of a coral snake. She doesn't have the yellow or white pattern. She has orange instead, but she mimics a venomous snake in order to protect herself from things that would try to harm her.
Right, cool. Where did you end up receiving this snake? Was it donated, or are these rescue?
A lot of our animals were donated. This is one that was donated from a woman who retired from the education field. She used to go out a lot and do all kinds of reptile education. So she was donated from someone who used her for a lot of educational purposes. A lot of our animals are donated for that purpose.
Oh, she's really moving.
Oh yeah, she likes to move around a lot.
Yeah, this little social butterfly, am I right? Yeah. So what do we have here? I believe that's a chinchilla.
He is a chinchilla. This is Bender. So we've gone over the reptilian side of things, covered in scales. Bender is going to be more on the fluffy side. If we were talking about fur density, he's actually got the densest fur of any mammal found on land. So if you want to take a look at your arm real quick, you'll see our hairs. We've got about 1 or 2 hairs per follicle. Bender here has got anywhere from 60 to 80 hairs per follicle. So he is super duper soft, as you can see.
Oh my gosh, that's the softest thing I've ever touched in my life. But he's a little sparkly. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, so because his fur is so dense, Bender is unable to really get wet because it takes him just so long to get dry. So instead, in order to keep himself clean, in the wild, he'd be super hardcore and bathe in volcanic ash. We don't have any volcanic ash at the museum, so instead we've provided him with some chinchilla dust. So he's just going to roll around in that dust. It's going to soak up all the gunk and goop off of him, and then he'll scratch it off later.
Cool. Do they sell that by the bucketful? Is that like a...
Oh, they sure do. Yep, you can grab it at any pet store.
Oh, that's cool. What other kind of animals are new in the museum that you guys have been showing students?
We have all kinds of different animals that we use for educational purposes. We have a baby alligator.
Right.
He's very adorable. His name is Mr. Chompers. We have hedgehogs. We have other chinchillas. We have rats and snakes and lizards and birds, all kinds of things.
Yeah. Who was that rat in the video? Lots of personality.
That is Cece. Cece is pretty much one of our favorite animals ever. We love her so much.
Nice. Oh, gosh. Is there any different events that are coming up that you're really excited about?
We actually have our Science After Dark event this Thursday night from 6 to 9 p.m. It's a 21 and over event, and Nicole and I will be there with our dragons. We've got some wing-shaped harnesses for a few of our reptiles so that they can go around and meet guests and talk about the dragons from Game of Thrones.
Wow, that's awesome. With your work with kids, have you done anything special that you would like to reveal to the audience?
We do a lot of educational outreaches to different schools. I think one of my personal favorites is bringing the animals out to Camp Aldersgate to show the kids there that are camping.
Yes. Wow. So how many people do you see each day at the museum, do you think?
During the busy season, during field trips and things like that, we can see, over 300 or 400.
Yeah,
Sometimes more
on
than
our
that.
busy days, we're looking at 2,000 guests.
Yes.
Wow, thank you. Well, Nicole, Casey, thank you so much for being here with us today and sharing your passions for animals and education with everyone watching at home. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but we'd like to thank you both for everything that you do at the Museum of Discovery and for helping to build a brighter future for our community. Up next, we have Arts in Arkansas with the cool super dude James Kane after a quick commercial break.
Are you struggling with money? Do you need your taxes done? Well, come on down to Tax Junkie.
Tax Junkie!
Hi, I'm DQ with Tax Junkie. We offer a friendly face and easy to understand service. You don't even need your W-2s, just your latest check stub, and we'll take it from there.
Tax Junkie!
Junkie!
Last year, we
Junkie!
kept over 40 people
Junkie!
from relapsing into debt.
Diamond Bear Brewery has won numerous national and international awards for its world-class beer, including gold medals at the prestigious Great American Beer Festival and World Beer Cup. The name Diamond Bear comes from the first two nicknames of Arkansas. Arkansas was originally the Bear State, then changed to the Diamond State in 1905. Diamond Bear provides a variety of beer for you. Check out the Diamond Bear Brewery at 600 North Broadway, North Little Rock, Arkansas.
Is this the kind of DJ you want at your next party? Get DJ Kane from 96.5. Book DJ Kane at your next party.
I'm James Kane. Arts in Arkansas is where we showcase different local artists each week. And today we introduce to you my man, the very talented artist, Ron McAdoo, a.k.a. the Hip Hoptimist, a.k.a. Brothers in the Backyard, man. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome
What's
to the
happening,
show.
man? It's a pleasure to be here, especially with Kane.
Man, what you talking about? You the legend, man. Matter of fact, man, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself, man. You've been putting it down for years, man, from rapping to poetry. Ain't no telling what else you doing, man. Tell everybody a little bit about Ron Mac, man.
All right, music, writing, art from an underground perspective. That's the mantra of my company, Backyard Enterprises. We started, I say we, because my brother, Charlie Edward McAdoo II, also known as Snap, also known as the Arkansas Razor Mac. We started in 1992, and we started as a rap act, but then we ventured off and we started doing publications. I eventually did a movie in 2007, had a poetry magazine in 1999, had a TV show 2008, 2009. So just multimedia, faceted in all the arts. So Backyard is the playground for the arts.
And you also throw events too, like you do poetry, spoken word, and all that type of stuff. Tell them where they can find like information about you too, Ron, man, because you're all over the web.
Okay, so you can of course go to YouTube. I was with a national poetry troupe called Foreign Tongues, so you can find me there. Also Instagram, Hip Hoptimist, Facebook, Ron Mac, and that's spelled R-O-N space M-C, Ron Mac. And so, yeah, all over. But if you want to come see me, I manage a venue called the House of Art, 108 East 4th Street in North Little Rock in the Argenta area.
So Ron Mack, how'd you get into all this? I mean, you grew up, with the hip hop scene on music and everything. Is that kind of influence you as well when you're doing your spoken word because you're a hip hop artist as well?
I am hip hop, you know what I'm saying? So I started out as a break dancer, and then I started as a graffiti artist, then break dancer, DJ, and I didn't start emceeing until later. So I was immersed. My father was in seminary at St. Paul School of Theology in Kansas City, Missouri, and it was a very big and bustling hip-hop scene underground, and so I got involved with it. And so eventually when I moved back to Arkansas in high school, I started rapping and challenging people, and nobody was breakdancing anymore, but I've won a couple titles doing that too.
You also teach, right?
I've been an educator all my adult life, man. So I'm at Central High School and currently, but I've been teaching for 25 years in Little Rock School District.
And you got to shout out them golden lines too, right?
Oh, UAPB. I know who I'm rooting for.
All right. Now check this out, man. There's a video. We're gonna go to your video that you have put together as well.
All right.
Ron McAdoo, aka the Hip Hoptimist, is a well-known Arkansas artist whose reach expands the globe. He's a poet, singer, writer, and motivational speaker.
Art-wise, I do murals, portraits, caricatures, graphic design, anything you want done in terms of art, I got you. Just holler at your boy.
McAdoo is the co-founder of Backyard Enterprises.
In 1992, my brother and I started a company called Backyard Enterprises. We specialized in music, writing, and art.
Where he uses this platform to educate young people on all forms of art. He teaches the young to write, sing, and be creative. McAdoo performs and hosts open mic nights at the House of Art. The House of Art is located 108 East 4th Street in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Doors open at 8 p.m. every Friday night, and the show starts at 9 p.m. The House of Art gives all local artists a platform to showcase their talents. Come out and hear Ron McAdoo, aka the Hip Hoptimist, at the House of Art.
Ron, we want to thank you for coming to the show. Of course, you're going to close out, for a performance or spoken word, all right? So we're going to let you take it away and remind our audience to tune in next week to the Lunchbox. There you go.
Amen. Your destiny is great. On the axis of life, guide your way to stay true to form. X stands for what you have special beyond the norm, and Y stands for the reason you were born. So decide what you're gonna make. Life is 10% the fate you're given, 90% how much you're driven, glued together by a touch of vision, because the road to success is under construction, so use drive and pay attention to when signs change. Because there are constant detours defining your lane, your destination is your true intention, and oh yeah, it's true, intentions are just thoughts, and thoughts may be unseen, but thoughts when caught become things. You think trouble and pain and chains appear along with fear, like you're the only one here. Think success and greatness and access to the sacred matrix can come clear, because whatever you look for you will see, whatever you search you will find and locate. So realize the ball is in your court to face, the goal is yours to create, the top of the key is your destiny. Continue to rebound from fate, understand that you miss every shot that you don't take. So why wait? It's time to decide what you're gonna make. Look, don't let walls Jericho you, don't let doubt ferry you from your call, don't let fear Goliath you. Look how all of them fail after standing tall, and realize everything between you and your purpose can fall. So brace yourself.